Oh, yeah, you already know what time it is. You already know what is going on. Your favorite cousins are back. I am your host, Cam Silver.
I am your co-host Kyle Stover.
Welcome back to the Silver Boys podcast. Now, Kyle, we finally officially made our way into the semifinals on both the East and the West Coast for basketball.
Yes, sir.
And we have some pretty intriguing matchups that we predicted to see what will happen, and let's no, let's get to it. So the Knicks,
I'm ready when you are, bro. I'm ready when you are. Let's go. Let's
so
go.
the Knicks is up 2-0 right now. Not without some controversy though.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Orange and blue skies, Knicks at five, maybe six. Maybe six, maybe six. Definitely a lot of controversy surrounding like the Knicks and like officiating, which I don't like because it's just like, there have been some terrible calls like that's going on, but we'll get into the scores and like the flow of the games and stuff. So do your thing.
Right. Yeah. So game one, Knicks ended up pulling it out a close one. The winning 121 to 117. You had, Brunson obviously going off again, 43 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Josh Hart, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, excuse me. You got DiVincenzo with 25 points. He was shooting lights out from three as of late.
Mhm.
But the Pacers didn't go away easily. Turner turned up with 23 points. Siakam with 19. McConnell coming off the bench with 18, and Toppin coming off the bench with 12. So that game one was wild, actually.
It was really wild. Just like, the ebbs and flows of the game and just how the Knicks always get it down to crunch time. They're always in that, 5 minutes, when the game was in 5 points, that's clutch time. And they always seem to excel. Like, Jalen Brunson, he gets to his spots. He was getting to his spots. He was doing whatever he wanted to on them hard. And, TJ McConnell and them boys. Um, shout out Isaiah Hartenstein because he's been the way he's been like, been able to pass the rock, like, out from the top of the key and like, from that free throw line area, the way he's been able to hit the corner guys, like, hitting OG in the corner, finding Josh Hart who could drive, finding Dante who can, who's been shooting lights out. Um, it's a great sight to see. It really, really is. It really is because I feel like we just haven't had this amount of Knicks hype in like so long, and the
Yeah,
fact that the boys are pulling it out in close games, like edge of your seat type of games, like it shows me and it shows like the viewers, like all the Knicks fans, like they want to win, like they are not here to give up whatsoever. And shout
yeah,
out Josh Hart because like he's played 300 and like what 87 out of 387 possible minutes in the playoffs.
basically, he's played like almost every single minute so
That's
far.
crazy. And he don't ever look tired.
No, not at all. That's the astounding part to me. Like he does not look tired at all. And with we're gonna get to game two in a second, but with the injuries piling up, he's gonna obviously he has no choice but to stay out there. So
Mhm.
all hats off to him. Hats off to him. Like I just read, before he had 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists in that first game, and then without taking a break. That's crazy to do. Like most guys do that with multiple breaks. You know,
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Guys struggle to do that within a 48-minute span, and like he can do it. It's the way he rebounds, and he's like outworking everybody, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So,
no, and you every team, no matter who you are, what you are, you're gonna appreciate guys like that.
hmm.
But let's move on to game two. So
Hmm.
in game two, a lot more controversy as OG Anunoby goes down with a hamstring injury in the third quarter. Brunson had left in the middle of the first quarter, and then all of the second with the sore foot. That he comes back in the third quarter, and I feel like when he came back, Indiana just became very, very overwhelmed with all of the animosity of the crowd. The crowd got back into the game and everything like
Hmm.
that. Jalen bullying Nebhart, they really should try to change that matchup. And the rest of the team, you could just feel the rest of the team, just come alive again once Brunson came out, and
Hmm.
that shows a lot on who Brunson is. He really is the leader of that team. and shoot, man, they really came out to play in that third quarter, and they showed themselves.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to see. And I just like one thing I do want to like address like real quick, like and like talk to you about just like super quickly is like it's not even like Indiana can change the matchups because think about all the picks that are being set in today's game. They're you're trying to choose that matchup, and it's like if and then they're gonna leave you out on the isolation to let Jalen Brunson go to work, like so they need to work on like he cannot like he if he steps 1 foot within that 3 point line, they gotta worry about like doubling maybe like a little bit more or like showing like a little bit more too to get him to be uncomfortable. But then that's when guys like Dante starts to hit his shots. Like that's when he comes into play. So if they can keep doing that, I don't know how Indiana's gonna do it because we said Indiana was this crazy scoring team, and now look at them, you know.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, they are still this crazy scoring team because they're scoring over, 100. They haven't scored under 115 points,
Facts.
but so
Facts.
have not the Knicks. You know,
Exactly. But after last series, Knicks was barely putting up 100.
exactly.
Now in the next two game in these last two games, 121 and 130. Like that shows, and they can go with anybody.
Yeah, no, they could morph themselves into whoever they want to be, which
Mhm.
is very impressive to me.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
they were one of the slowest, offensive teams coming into the playoffs, and then for them to, do what they're doing against the Pacers, but also that's because the Pacers play up and down so much, you get more possessions.
Yes.
You know
They're
what I
not
mean?
valuing the Knicks value possessions, I think, too, a little bit more than the Pacers do.
Oh, big time. And I think that's the reason why that they're able to get, that's the reason why their shots fall in, and that's the
Hmm.
reason why they get a lot more offensive rebounds.
Hmm.
With Josh Hart underneath there and Isaiah Hartenstein underneath there. And then now you could add in, Precious Achua coming in and helping out, Hartenstein whenever he has to go out of the games, and,
Hmm.
so on and so forth with so many others. But yeah, this team just doesn't have any quit in them ever.
None whatsoever. Them three
It's
Villanova boys, man, they came to New York and took over. Yo, it's crazy.
bro, it's awesome to see. It's awesome to watch their growth all the way up to what they are now.
Hmm.
But going to what some of the controversy has been about
Hmm.
with so the Pacers feel like they have not been they feel like they're playing at a disadvantage, which technically they are. I mean, they are away, so technically
It's
you are at a disadvantage. But
yeah.
if,
By
my
home court advantage is it's so greatly like appreciated.
exactly. And you're playing in New York, so you're going to be at a great, and I mean like a great, I think you might be at the greatest disadvantage out of every team in the NBA, no matter who gets into the playoffs.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're going to be at one of the greatest disadvantages ever because of how loyal and how amazing the Knicks fan base is.
Yeah.
But going to what the Pacers felt like, so this is what happened. The Pacers, excuse me, Coach Rick Carlisle said the team found 29 questionable, incorrect, or non-calls in game one. Now they decided to let that rest and like, all right, we'll see if our luck changes in game two. Now in game two, they said they found 49 incorrect or non-calls, and this is according to a source that told ESPN this. Then they're like, okay, we found all of this stuff, so now I think that's about 78 incorrect or non-calls right there.
Hmm.
And they're like, okay, we're gonna send this into the league. So obviously they're gonna send it. They send it into the league and everything. We still don't know the results on what's happening, but in response to that, the Knicks will also get all those tapes anyway.
Mm.
My biggest thing for that is like the Knicks one can't do anything about that because they're just out there playing the game. So that's a referee thing. Now there have been missed calls, so
Yeah.
we can go back to what was it? Going back to game one. What was it? The double dribble, I believe it was. That got
Hmm.
reversed, or was that game two?
That was game two. That was game
That was,
two.
that was
Game
game two.
one, game one was the moving screen
It was the
at
moving
the
screen.
end.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
the kick ball violation, but
Yep, that was a
can't
kickball
review
violation.
it. Hmm.
Right. So, I'd say those are the three highlighted plays right there. And then obviously there are more in there that they
Hmm.
have obviously, really sat down and looked at and studied. But my my thing is like I don't know what to really tell them
My
at this point.
my question is what is going to be the outcome of this? You
It's,
can't, you're not taking away games from the Knicks.
exactly. You can't take away games. So, I guess the biggest outcome is we should really watch the officiating coming Friday and Sunday. Games
And
three and
let's see. I wonder if they're gonna call it tighter. Are they gonna let them play more?
four.
Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if they feel like if the Pacers feel like, they're not getting calls or whatever, it just very well could be that the refs are letting them just play off basketball. They
Just
let them
play.
play. Like,
Right.
but in certain situations, certain calls need to be made and will be made. And that's just the nature of the game is human error too. Whether that,
Right.
the players or the coaches or, the officiating. It's just what happens. And it's not like it's the integrity of the sport or anything like that, or like just because the Knicks were at home, like, the Pacers feel some type of way. I don't think like that's the right way to look at it. Like in
No.
my opinion, I will agree. Like the Knicks have they've gotten a lot of breaks
Oh yeah,
and
for
a lot
sure.
of breaks, but but the game is 48 minutes long. You have 48 minutes to not leave it in the ref's hands
Thank you. That's the biggest thing right there for
and
me
their comments.
because let's go back to games one and two. Guess what? In the third quarter, in game one, in the third quarter, they let the Knicks shoot 65% from the field in that whole, and not just get third quarter, in the whole second half. In
Hmm.
game two, they shot 67% in the third and went on a 36-18 run when Brunson came back from his injury. Like that right there isn't officiating.
That's not officiating. That's team defense,
Yeah,
and you need to do a better job of containing players.
that's team defense, that's coaching, that's adjustments that have not been made. Like I said, like I understand, they're hunting matchups. Everyone hunts matchups and everything, but Nemhard literally is on Brunson
He's
from
the
the
only
start of
person
the game.
guarding him. Yeah.
You know what I mean? TJ McConnell that is better actually guarding him. He at least, slows him down a little bit and makes him,
Hmm.
have to like really, get the ball out of his hands because he's a pest.
Yes.
Nemhard, Nemhard is too skinny. He's too small. He's a baby
Yeah.
compared to Brunson. Brunson literally just bodies him every single time.
Hmm.
So, it comes down to just more than just, the officiating. I understand the officials, things happen, but like you said, you can't leave it in their hands at the end of the game because guess what? You're not going to win more than likely, especially away.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I completely agree with you, and I don't think that regardless of their 78 missed calls, what is the league going to do?
Correct.
But you can acknowledge it all you want. The league can say, "Yeah, you're right, Pacers." What? Boo
Yeah.
hoo? Like you want a cookie?
Even on the movie, even on the moving screen, they called it a moving screen in the last 2 minute report. So
Exactly. The
it's
last
not
2 minute
really.
report is the worst thing to ever come out, though. I'd say that much.
Oh yeah, no, it sucks. It sucks because nothing happens after that.
Oh,
Like it's like, yeah, we messed up. All right.
like all with your lives.
Oh
Just let
man,
the
but
call be call, and that's it. That's it. That's it.
just let it go. Just let it go. Uh,
Exactly.
but the Celtics and Cavs, so the Celtics took care of game one, 120-95. They took that one on lead as expected. But game two, wow. When
Way, way different of a game.
I tell you, I was like shocked. I mean, shocked. 118-94 for the Cavs. Man, what? Evan
Hmm.
Mobley and Donovan Mitchell were like literally in a two-man game, bro. They looked like they were in a park. Mind you, the game was tied at like 54
The
in
game
the
was tied at halftime. Yo, Boston living and dying by that 3-point line is hurting them
it's gonna kill
a
them.
lot, a
It's
lot.
going
Because
to,
I look at them and I'm like, nah, I'm like, the Knicks could take them. I'm literally like, yo, the Knicks could get them in seven. The
bro,
Knicks could get them in seven.
bro, they can. They
If
can.
you give me, if OG could come back, they got him. But that's not but no, shout out Donovan Mitchell. He was toying with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and them boys and Derek White. And then
Bro.
shout out Karis LeVert too, because that
And
boy off the bench, spark plug.
when, when
Hmm.
he's able to come off the bench and he's able to score and do his thing, man, that team becomes a whole different team.
Yeah, They really do. They really, really do. And Karis LeVert, he's a funny player. Like, he be looking so awkward and so like herky jerky, but he's nice. Like he's nice. And the fact that he gives them that scoring off the bench like that,
Yeah,
it gives them confidence. It gives guys like, Darius Garland and Isaac Okoro. And then like, without Jared Allen in the game too, it's even more of a bigger win too. Like
correct.
for real.
Yeah, yeah, because without Allen, it's like, dang, like I was trying to figure out like what they were really gonna do and how they were really gonna pull it off. But
Mhm.
that's awesome, and I hope Jared Allen does come back at some point in time in this series.
Yeah.
Hopefully games 3 or 4, he could come back and be another spark plug and make this thing a
Hmm.
little tighter. But yeah, no, hats off to the Cavs, man. Hats off to Donovan Mitchell and Mobley and those boys, man. They really came out and they played and they capitalized on every single missed opportunity that Boston had.
And if they keep it, they got to keep attacking them. They have to keep attacking the Celtics. If they do it the exact same way they were doing it in game two,
They
you could
Celtics
have it.
have
And do not let the Celtics do not let the Celtics no.
that we never gonna talk about that. I already know what you're alluding to. We never gonna talk about that. But we all know it. They have a tendency to self-destruct.
All I'm saying. I don't think it'll happen against the Cavs, but the seeds have been planted. The seeds have been planted.
Oh, correct, correct.
Hmm.
Moving on to the West. So the Thunder take care of the Mavs in game 1. Game 2, Mavs come back and they're like, hey, not so fast, youngins. Hand them their first loss of the postseason. Now they're tied at 1, going back to Dallas.
Such a big game. That game three is going to be a very, very big game. The fact that Dallas was able to come in, steal one. Kyrie didn't even go. Kyrie, I don't even think had 10 points either.
I gotta look back at his stats, but I don't.
He wasn't,
I
he
know.
wasn't, he was not balling the way Kyrie Irving should have been balling. Luka, on the other hand, was showing them boys, and PJ Washington too. PJ Washington is the catalyst because if he can hit shots early the way he was hitting shots, then Dallas be, becomes one of those teams that looks unbeatable, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, Kyrie only had 9 points, but he did have 11 assists. So if you
So he
can't
was
affect the game in one way, do it in another.
he was distributing that rock.
Yeah, yeah. PJ Washington with 29 points. He was 7 for 11 from three. Doncic woke up 29 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 for 8 from three. And Tim Hardaway coming off the bench, man, 17 points. They and Josh Green as well, 11 points off the bench. So a lot of their guys played big. A lot of their expected guys played big, I would say.
Hmm.
And going to OKC with Shea with 33, 12 boards. He's been really getting after it as of late. You can see he's turning into another gear, which I've
Yeah.
been very impressed with
Hmm.
him. Jalen Williams, the same thing. He had 20 points and he's really, really like
That
he's
boy has put his name on the map, yo.
oh yeah, he's making himself a household name right now.
Yes.
And I love that for him. The one that really got to come to play for them is really Chet. If they could
Yeah, I
figure out how to
agree.
if they could just figure out a way to just unlock Chet, man.
Hmm.
You know,
Consistently on
yeah,
the
yeah,
offensive.
that's because he's very on and off. One game he's gonna give you 20, another one he's only gonna give you like 10. So,
Hmm.
for a 7 footer who's as skilled as he is, I'm not gonna say we expect more as of right now, but we want to see a little more. We want to see more progress going on. But
Yeah.
within due time with him.
It's all about the progression of him becoming like, a better player. It's
Correct.
really just
It,
his first year. It's
yeah,
technically,
yeah,
and
yeah.
look how far they're coming, you know?
Yeah, no, 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 and I love the way he plays too. So he's
Hmm.
very aggressive. It's just about him finding his spots and things of that
Yes,
nature.
I
But yeah,
agree.
no, that's gonna. I'm happy to see that series tied up at 1. I think it's gonna be one of the best series. Obviously outside of the next one,
Yes.
and but let's go on to what's really been buzzing on this West Coast. Let's talk about what's really been buzzing on the West Coast. Ant-Man and those boys, them Timberwolves is something else. So in game 1, they come through and they shot the Nuggets 106-99. Edwards with 43 points and 7 boards. Carly Towns with 20 points. Naj Reed with 16 off the bench. Mike Conley, 14 points, 10 assists. Oof, oof, oof. Man, that's a wow. You want to talk about a
What a game.
squad?
What a game. what a game.
I'm
Because
talking about
just from the Timberwolves perspective and defensively, what they were able to do, it's amazing to see.
bro.
Amazing.
I'm literally falling in love with this team
It's
every time I watch them. Every
hmm
time I watch them, I like love every single thing about them. This the way that they work hard, how hard they play. They play defense really well. You know, it's not even just the fact that they play defense really well. It's the fact that they communicate out there.
hmm
Everybody is in tune. You know what
Everybody knows.
I
Oh,
mean? Exactly. And going to game two without
even worse.
without the defensive player of the year. Are you kidding me? 106 to 80 without the defensive player of the year.
And you held them to 19 less points.
My
The reigning
goodness,
defending
bro.
NBA champ, to the reigning defending NBA champions and the three-time MVP Nikola Jokic. You held them
Yes.
to 80 points. It was just, you know what I'm gonna blame that game on, honestly speaking. I don't like the way where Nuggets heads are at. I don't like where Jamal Murray's head is at.
I don't
He
like
because
but I'm sorry. I don't like where Mike Malone's head is at as well.
Yes, absolutely. Because y'all beat the Nuggets. I mean, not the, oh, excuse me. You beat the Lakers. Y'all were bought the hell in on beating the
Mm,
Lakers. However, but the Lakers did show some signs of like a weakness in y'all as well.
correct.
So, but now it's now what happens when you got two twin towers that gotta make Jokic work. You got a Nas Reed. You got Jaden McDaniels, long, lengthy guys that that can defend 1 through 5, all of them, all of them. And then
Correct.
you Carl Anthony Towns doing what he's doing, and then Anthony Edwards, it's just Anthony Edwards, which is just sick. That he's coming into his own
That's a
too.
that's a DAWG right there. That's a
Like, oh my
purified
God.
dog. A
Like,
purified dog.
say it one more time. Say it one more time.
DAWG, a
Thank you.
purified dog.
Thank you. Thank you. Because that boy is nasty right now. Yes, absolutely.
Bro,
Absolutely.
bro, man, watching the moves that he's making right now, you see so much growth and maturity in his game at his young age. It's very scary and it's telling for what is going to come in the future.
Yes.
Like he does it. He never gets overwhelmed, never gets underwhelmed. He never gets too big or too low. He keeps it. He always keeps it where it needs to be. Always keeps it very even kill. He keeps it where it needs to be, and the
And
rest of
those
the
are the
team.
most dangerous dudes.
Yeah, no, and you could tell the rest of them are literally just following him. And going back to the defense. So in game two, I think it was game two. The way McDaniels and Alexander Walker were harassing
Yes.
Jamal
Yes.
Murray, bro,
Yes.
I started to have flashbacks to what me and my boy Dave used to do when we were playing basketball together. The way my dad would call out double fist. So a double fist means a run and jump. Oh
hmm
my goodness, bro. It was the same exact thing. Turn him a couple of times, and then the other one come in and just attack the mess out of
Yeah.
him. They were mauling him. Like it looked like an AU game.
hmm
That's
hmm
how bad it looked. Like he couldn't get anything. They put him in a straitjacket every single time.
And it was frustrating him so much, like so much that he goes and he throws the goddamn heating pad. Like, go, come on, guy, come on. I
And then he throws a towel on top of it.
like that's how mad you are. That's how mad these young boys got you right now. The reigning
Bro,
NBA champions.
bro, I've never seen NBA champions unravel like that in real time. Never.
It was scary to watch, like
It was it
genuinely.
it was shocking.
You could tell from within the first 2 minutes of the game. You could tell like something had shifted in Denver.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah. Like Minnesota came in to move a mountain, and they that's exactly what they did. They moved a whole mountain.
Brother, if I don't even know what adjustments can be made because you got your best chance was game two when
Hmm.
Rudy Gobert was out. Now the fact that Rudy Gobert is back in, like,
And
thank God,
he has a baby. He had a baby.
oh, baby.
You we've seen this type of stuff before. When guys have a baby, they act a little different.
They,
You think
They started showing out all of a sudden.
Yeah, he about to be defensive player of the century. This is gonna get scary.
Oh my. Yeah, I don't know. Denver got to do a better job making their threes. ACP got to get like, a little bit more open, find a little bit more ways to get open. I think he's supposed to be a catalyst along with Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. Like Jokic got to be able to find ways to get Aaron Gordon those easy lobs again. Like, things like that. Easy buckets. But they
Yeah,
can't.
no, but they can't though. That's the crazy thing because they have Carl guarding Jokic while Rudy is chilling in the short corner
Mm-hmm.
with Aaron Gordon. So
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Those lobs aren't even gonna be
Those
there.
knobs aren't there.
They're not even gonna be there. And then the crazy thing is that I'm watching is the fact that remember how we would always say the grace of Jokic was the fact that it can't be sped up.
Yeah.
Yo,
They're speeding
yo,
him
they're speeding him up like out of nowhere.
because they got five athletic guys very overly athletic dudes to guard him
Bro,
to get him to
it's
speed up.
it's scary to watch because we're talking about he's turning the ball over at an alarming rate.
Hmm.
Alarming rate. Like I'm watching it, what was it, in the second quarter, they were on a fast break and he tried to throw it over to the corner to Aaron Gordon and it just went straight out of bounds. And I was like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not Nikola Jokic.
yeah. It was just off. He was off. He's been off.
Four turnovers in game two, and then he had he had seven turnovers in game one. Mm. And then you
That's
got
very that's
and then
not with Nicola like.
oh yeah, very. And then you got Jamal can't hit the side of a barn in the first half like at all at both games. And I'm obviously he has that calf injury, but still,
He looked fine during the Lakers.
oh yeah, everyone looks fine
Mhm.
during the
Right,
Lakers.
right.
The whole world is watching when the Lakers is on.
And then
Don't Minnesota coming. Oh my God.
yo.
Like man, yo, it's crazy, but it's like I said, it's just crazy to watch. Like that game two was just it was startling and shocking to me just to
Hmm.
see a team like that not just us, but you hear it in all of the media have been praising and have been like, wow, like look at this team, look how classy they are, like how great they are. To watch them fall from grace that hard and watch everybody from Mike Malone to Jamal Murray to KCP, all of them were literally there like what are we even like here for at this point?
Exactly, exactly. It's like
And
it's like, that all the tension just like was released and not in a good way. Not in a
no,
good way.
no, it was like we got to get this out of us, and we're just gonna start throwing like 2-year-old temper tantrums, like
Exactly. Exactly.
and going to Jamal Murray, he got a $100,000 fine. And it was funny because I was iffy about it. I was like, man, they should have suspended him because of anybody else that would have been suspended. But then
Hmm.
also, we have to take into account the fact that, obviously he doesn't really have a past of like doing anything like this before. And I hope that he doesn't continue doing anything like this. But it's going to be sad because this is one thing that we are really going to remember about him.
Yeah.
But, but I feel like I feel like the NBA did this on purpose where they're like, you want to keep acting like this? Okay. You're going to stay out there and you're going to get your tail whooped and you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn.
Wow. Like you're like
You want
no,
to, you want
no. You're not gonna be easy way out. Like, I didn't
no,
play game three.
no,
No.
no.
You're gonna play game three.
You're going to stay right here. You're going to stay right here. Yeah, that 20-point loss that you just took. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens in the game three. You either going to be motivated or you're going to take it again.
Facts. Facts. There's no in between. There's no in
No,
between on that statement.
no. And
No.
like I said, I was iffy because I was like, man, they should have suspended him, but I'm happy that they didn't because I didn't want to hear the whole, oh, we didn't have Jamal Murray, yada
Yeah,
yada yada.
exactly.
No,
Exactly. They
no.
definitely took that into account, most
Oh yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Because the NBA loves parody, as we all do. But
Hmm.
the NBA loves a great narrative and everything like that.
Yeah.
So if you know we get short on time here, but if Minnesota mess
They
around and
sweep and
sweep or gentlemen sweep, to say the least, mm, mm,
they're going to the finals.
mm.
and they're probably gonna win.
Well, after what we've been seeing with the Celtics, I got no belief in them. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't either. I have more belief in the Knicks to get there, to be quite honest with you, than Celtics.
Oh, for sure.
That's like I'm not joking.
That what that's almost guaranteed. Like what?
I got faith. I got faith in Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart too. Like that's it. That's it. So those are the only two I need. Dante too. Give me the other third.
That's it.
Give me the
Yeah, yeah,
third.
of course, of
Give me
course,
the
of
third
course.
villain, little boy. Yeah, of
Well,
course.
while we saying that, we might as well put Harris down in
The
there, and
big
then.
noodle. Yeah.
Oh man, yo, but wow, yo, that's the end of the episode.
Mhm.
Just like as usual, love you guys. Appreciate you guys for always sticking around with us and learning more. I hope you guys learn just as much as we learn from each other. So,
Yes, sir.
much love
Yes,
and
sir.
everything to you all. Till next week, I'm your host Cam Silver,
I'm your host, Kyle Silver, co-host.
and this is the Silver Boys.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Cam Silver from the Silver Boys. If you like our content, subscribe to the channel and like our videos. Thank you for watching.